Hello, welcome. Take Two Tuesday. Here we are. Wow. Another Tuesday. I can't even believe it. The time goes by so fast week to week, but we are here for episode number 95. How are you doing today? I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. I do have one weird kind of thing going here on my setup. They're showing me two pictures of myself. It's kind of weird. One picture is enough. So I'm a little bit confused seeing myself twice over there. The setup, they redid the program and they allow you to see yourself twice. So I don't know if that's really good, but anyway, we'll try to get through this, but we're going to have some fun today. My name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We are in Orange County, California. Here at the Stamps of Life, once a week we get together and we do this episode called Take Two Tuesday. And we get together and we look at some items that we have from the Stamps of Life from the past. Now, we're a card making, scrapbooking, paper crafting company. If you're not familiar with us, we've been in business since 2009. You'll see my wife, Stephanie, on most of our videos, but I do this one. And what we do is we go back in time and we look at some items way back from the past. Mostly so far, they've been in like a 3 to 4 year range, like around COVID times. Every once in a while, we'll sneak in something a little bit further back than that. But we go back, review these items because a lot of you are new to us. You haven't seen them. So we want to share them with you. And some of you already have these items. So we are trying to remind you that you can get these. You have them already and we want you to use them. That is the point. So use what you have. A reminder for you. And then for those who are new to us, this is something you've never seen. So it's almost like a brand new item. So today we have a stamp and die collection with some add-ons and we have a fun fold it. What else are we going to do? We'll have some fun facts today about telephones. How about that? And then we are going to do our game. We're going to do a crossword puzzle today. We might do one or two. Last time we did really good on these. So we'll work together and see if we can fill in all these answers. You'll help me out right here live. We'll play that crossword game, kind of like a mini puzzle. I think we did 2 of them last time because we were so good at it. It was our game, but you guys were good at it. I remember there was one that I got wrong, kind of blocked us and messed us up. So, all right, I'm going to check in here at the chat and say hello to everybody. How are you doing today? I do want to say, let's say good morning to some morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. Veer's here and Shelby, Gloria, welcome all of you. Grandelia, awesome. Phyllis. Welcome, Rochelle. And I see myself, the Stamps of Life. Roberta, Sylvie, Frank and Sharon are here. Ruth, Debbie's here. Awesome. Eleanor, Teresa. Welcome to all of you. Stephanie, Janet, Karen. Let's get going. We're going to have some fun. Pamela is even here. Today is Veterans Day. Are any of you, if you're a veteran, tell me in the chat. Or if you have somebody in your family who is a veteran, tell us in the chat. We want to say thank you to all of our veterans, those of you who have served. So if you are a veteran or you have somebody in your family who's a veteran, you could put their name if you want, or you could just say my uncle is, or my dad, or my mom served, or I did. It's all up to you. But we just want to say thanks to all of you who made that extra effort to defend or protect us, our country, and we just honor you and thank you for that. Let's see, in my family, Stephanie's dad was in the Marines. My dad was in the Navy. And my grandfather was in the Air Force, but that's like when it was part of the Army, I think. So we had some background. I have an uncle who was also I believe he was in the Army. And we have some family members who served the country. So if you have someone who did that, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Happy Veterans Day. I hope that all of you who are veterans get to enjoy this special day. All right. Let's see what else. So we're going to do that. We're going to celebrate Veterans Day. We are going to look at the stamps and dies I told you about already, the fold it. We'll have our good news segment, our little Bible devotional at the end. So I hope you do stick around for that. It's amazing when we just spend a little bit of time in God's word that he can speak to us if we're willing to listen. And so when we come together and just give him a few minutes of our time, I think he will speak to us. So hopefully he will. We want God to show up. And so we'll be opening our Bibles. We're going to the Old Testament, maybe a book you haven't heard of before. It's called Chronicles. And we're in chapter 16. And this was the time they had good kings and bad kings in Israel. This king, well, we'll read about it when we get there. So anyway, let's get going. You see down below, that is right. This Friday, we have a live card kit reveal. Stephanie is going to show off the new card kit. There will also be some new items on the website that you'll want to check out that are on flash sale that on Friday night. So 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for that. Join Stephanie. She'll be live. She'll be showing off the new kit, brand new one. And then me, I wanted to say we are down to, I just have the new card kit ships next Monday, but I have just four of these left. I just counted them, 4. And we're down to, today is what, the 11th? The new kit comes out on the 15th. So this kit is just available for 3 more days. And there's 4 of them. So if you're not in the card kit yet, Card Kit Club, you might want to join. I am down to my last few kits. Let me show you a couple of these cool things you get. You probably have seen them, but if you haven't, I want to share them with you because this is going to be, going to be your last time to get to see them. And then we're going to switch to our new kit. So you get these cool stickers. Where am I? So this is not the new card kit. This is the old one. Oh, let me get my name out of there. That looks weird. So this is part of the current card kit called You Deserve a High Five. You get these cool stickers. Whoops. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Oh, where am I? There we go. Cool stickers. And then you get some fun bows. These are cool bows. You get these little talk bubbles. There's several different colors. And I think I showed those as our sneak peek we had here last week. And then, of course, you get 2 free freebies that will be in there. We won't show you that. And then, it comes with this nice A2 card talk bubble. You can make a card out of that. Is that cool or what? And of course, our always super popular paper pads all in there. You can check that out. All right. There's other things, cardstock, some more embellishments, dies, but last call on this one. Next Monday, we are going to be shipping out the new kit. So I wanted you to know that, all right? Don't miss out. The new kit will go out next Monday. That will be the 17th. Usually we try to ship on the 15th, but the 15th is a weekend. So we won't be able to do that. So coming up. So let's see who said in their chat. We have some people here who did serve. Let's see. Yep. Ruth says happy Veterans Day to all our vets. Yep. Pamela's son was disabled. He's a disabled vet. His name's Mark. Thanks, Mark. Don has some cousins who are veterans. Cool. Ruth Debbie says her husband served in Vietnam as a Marine vet. Awesome. So we do have some here. Yep. Karen says dad, father-in-law, and nephew. Gloria says husband was in the Navy. Great. My dad was in the Navy, but he actually ended up being on the ground the whole time fixing helicopters in Vietnam. It was kind of weird, but I think it worked out good for him. All right. So let's get going. Enough of that. What else? So I told you. Oh, and then our regular thing coming up is the Crafting Corner on Thursday. If you never watched, you might want to join in sometime. Stephanie will show it. Oops, I'm having a light blinking today. So if you see me flash on and off, it's just my light. The internet's not broke. The world's not falling apart. It's just one light that is not cooperating today. So Crafting Corners Thursday night. If you've never joined us for that, stop by. That is a more in-depth time with Stephanie. She makes a card, gives you some great card making ideas, and that's always fun. That's Thursday nights on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We'll stream to all those places. All righty, let's see. Let's get rolling now. Let's get our first item out here. I did all the other stuff. Let's go ahead and switch over to our first item. This is from a few years back. And if I can find it, it's somewhere over there. Oh, no. Pocket. There it is. Finally, I found it. Pocket to stamp. Now, There are a bunch of add-ons for this one, and I'm going to show you some of these items, but this came out in December of 2021. So this is almost 4 years old, and you could have it in your collection. It was a club set. It was a club set. So this was mailed out in December of 2021, 4 years ago. Let me show you some of the main sets here. Now, there is one that I'm missing because it's even sold out on the website. So I wasn't able to bring it here with me today, but I'll show you what it looks like on the website so you know. And I did reorder them. It's a bunch of great sayings that go with this collection that you really might like. So I have reordered them. They should be in stock within the next, well, I'm not going to say for sure, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. You just don't know nowadays how things are going. I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks, somewhere in there, you know. We'll do our best. We will do our best. I will get the order in, and then we'll just wait. That's what we'll do. We'll just wait. All right, here we go. Let me show you what I have. Okay, this is the collection. There's the stamp set. Yes, it is a pocket, and it has all these cool words on it. I don't know. I got a little bit of glare there. So, yeah, you can see some of them. Sunshine, birthday, hugs, wishes, pocket full of, and then it would be hugs, wishes, birthday wishes, all that fun stuff. Cool stitching. And this coordinates with a die set. We have a die set that goes with it. Again, that was the club part, okay? These two came out together. If you were a club member 4 years ago, you have them. So those might be in your collection. And then there are some add-ons. We have this fun word, and I'll show you a bunch of card samples that have this. It says pocket hug. That's backwards if I can flip the camera around. And then we have some stitching dies, which go really nice on that pocket if you like. And what else? And there's a coordinating. This is called stitches to stamp. So you can stamp your stitches. You can also use the dies. It's up to you, but this is a fun one. Redelia says, my son-in-law served in the Marines. Awesome. Thank you to your son-in-law. Then the one set I don't have, let me show you over here on the website. We'll check it out. I'm going to find it real quick. There is a set called, well, first we'll look at the ones we do have. So let's switch on over to that. So there's the pocket to stamp. That's the club set. This is what you get here. It has 16 stamps. They are in a 4x6 sheet. Nice images, fun sentiments, and then you're going to see all the card samples in here. And I have a lot of card samples for this one. A lot. So I'm going to share those with you here in just a minute. So these are on the website. Good variety, different ways you can use this collection. Great video. I think it has an idea video. Yeah, I think so. And then you can click here if you want to see more ideas. You'll click that button for the idea gallery. And here's the one that is sold out right here in the center that I was telling you about. Pocket hugs. Whoops. Pocket hugs to stamp. Now, this one is the one that has all the good sentiments on there. And you can add these to your little pocket. See, if you scroll down, you'll see the other items. I'm going to share you the dies, pocket hug words, the stitches, and then there's some sewing ones kind of related, secret weapon, that fun stuff. So this is the one that's missing. If you want to get notified when it comes back in stock, maybe you like some of those sayings that are on there, you just hit that notify me button. And I'm going to add my email in there, and nobody spam me, and boom, there we are. So I will get a notification now. See, alert, subscription has been saved. So when it comes back in stock, I will get a notification. You can do the same thing. If you want that one, you'll get the notification. Let's check it out. Pocket hugs to stamp. It has these. Let's see if we can enlarge this a little bit. So the sayings that are on there: a little hug from me to you, filled with lots of prayers and big love too. Carry me close so you will know you have a hug wherever you go. So those are on there. A few more sayings: a little pocket hug, prayers, hope, hugs. All that's on there. And we have a few cards with these sentiments on there. So it's a nice add-on. You don't have to have this to use the pocket to hug pocket, I'm getting mixed up, the pocket hugs to stamp or pockets to stamp, but you can add these sayings onto it, but you can use these sayings on other things too if you like. So there's a few samples that have it on there. And then I think that's good on that. What are we going to do? Oh, I'm going to show you the card samples I have here. So let's check those out. Let me share with you. And like I said, I have a big stack of cards to share with you. A big stack of cards. Now that one that's right. That's there. Okay. Let's run through it and see what we have here. Again, we have a good variety of cards. I'm sure there'll be something that you like. So let's do that. Here we go. I'm going to switch over cameras. Nope. We're not going to do that one. There we are. I still don't know all my cameras. Here we go. On an A2 card. Most of these are A2 size cards that I'm going to share with you. If I scoot back, it'll show up a little bit better. Here we go. A lot of them. Here's another A2, but it has some scallop side cuts on the side, kind of something different and nice. Let's see. Pocket hug, it says. This is a mini slim line. Mini slim line. Now I can't quite get these in tune here. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera on where are we? There we go. All right, sending, and then you have the little Steffi doll on the front there, and then you a hug, and a little pocket money, it says, with the little piggy bank on there. That's a fun one. Birthday hugs, it says. Ooh, and then we have a little Christmassy pocket money, it says. Maybe somebody's put a little stash in there. And here's a pocket full of, it says. And some sunglasses on there. That's fun. There's an A2 at the top. This one says, sending you a hug from a little teddy bear. Sending you a hug. All kinds of good ideas here. Great variety. So many different ways you can use this. Back to mini slimline. What does that say? Friends are like pockets. You can never have too many. Aww. Pocket hugs, it says. Nice big 5x7, and it's got that striped background. That looks really good. That's a great combination. Nice background on that one. I like it. And this is a fancy, a pocket full of, and then it's got flowers on there. Cute ones, right? Sherry's husband retired after 26 years in the Navy. Awesome. Say thanks to your husband. Pocket hug, it says, and that cute bear on the top. A couple more. And this one, it says, prayers, a little hug from me to you. Nice. And see, you can make the little pocket. Does this one open up? No. It has a fold over, so you can fold a little pocket, and then look, you can add a little love, it says. Maybe there's some other healing. That's nice. That is nice. Now this one, something might have got lost because it's kind of looking blank, but think, what kind of words would you want to add to it, or how would you want to decorate it? At least this is the base of the card. I bet there was supposed to be something on there before that has lost its way. 5x7. And a pocket full of, and then it's got the pocket and little sayings up there. A couple more. Birthday wishes for you. Birthday wishes for you. And you could stash like a little gift card or something in there, or some money. That'd be nice. Oh, I think this is the one that was supposed to go on there. Let's see. Pocket hug. A little hug from me to you. I think this was supposed to go on there. That looks like it coordinates, right? I think that was the one that was missing. I think that was on there before. Boop. Idea card. That came with the club set. You wouldn't be able to get that now, but all these ideas are on the website. And then as a slim line, a real slim line, using one of those. Ooh, look at that. Is that real money? No. Darn. Thought I had some lunch money. Darn. And then friends are like pockets. You can never have too many. Nice little flowers and little pockets there. So that is a fun collection. I told you there was a lot to see there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to clean up here real quick. Get this stuff out of the way because I left those all on my table. And now it's all cluttered and I need some space. So I'm going to clean these off real quick. And then we're going to do a little die cutting ourselves and quickly piece together a little card. So I've got that. I'm going to start off with these. I think this one, well, we'll probably use the sentiment. So I'm going to start off with this. Now this one, the larger one I discovered yesterday, has some folds on it. So you can kind of make a real pocket out of that one. And that's something you could stash something in behind. We're going to use some of these inside dies here. Okay, we're going to use some of these inside. Some of them have stitches. Some of them are plain, but we're going to kind of layer them together and see what we come up with. So here we go. Let's do that. Or to our workstation here. And I think my camera is moving little by little. I'm sure I'm the one who has moved it because nobody else uses this area unless Stephanie comes to the warehouse and we do one of our demos, things get moved around. But that was like a month ago, so we definitely can't blame Stephanie. This is, I must have hit the camera or something, but anyhow, let's get a little more light going here. We had a beautiful day out here yesterday. And today it looks like it's going to be nice. Yesterday was really warm, and then you can tell it's cooled down a lot today, but the sun is still out. And I think later in this week, we're supposed to get rain. Now, I'm hoping no rain next Monday because that's the day we have to work outside. That's the day we get the card kit shipped, and it's not something you want to do in the rain. So we're praying no rain next Monday. We love rain. We need rain, but not on Monday. That will definitely foul things up. So here we're getting the dies, the pocket to stamp dies. I'm going to get a couple of those out. And it should pop out of here. Oh, I had a question for you guys because our next item we're going to be looking at is a telephone. Oh, what was my question? I should have wrote it down. Oh, do you have any old phones in your house? Like old phones, like a rotary phone or a push button phone, or like one of those phones that you attach to your wall? Here, I'll show you a picture. Do you have any phones like this? Tell me in the chat, okay? Now, if you're watching this later and you didn't get the answer while we're live, you can answer in the comment section down below. But here's the picture, these old phones. Do you have any phones like this? Any phones like this? Oh, yeah, we're going way back in time. Does anybody have a phone like this? Does anybody still use a phone like this? I think I saw these in my grandma and grandpa's house maybe like about 20 or 30 years ago. Now we're all used to having cell phones or phones with bases where it's wireless. But do any of you use phones like this? Like the younger people, I'm not even sure they would know how to use a phone like this. I don't even know if they would know how to use it. Like, look at those dials, that round thing. You would crank it over with one number, like number 5, and you would dial it all the way over and you'd let it go back, and then you would hit number 7. And yeah, so does anybody have an old phone like this? And then the trickier part is, if you have an old phone like that, do you still use it? Do you still use it? Do you still use it? When I was a UPS driver, I used to go to some of these places, like where, again, this is probably 30 years ago, so it wasn't as big a deal. But I remember some of the residents at this trailer park had, they would have a little stand next to their chair, and there would be a phone just like that. So I see some of you are saying, yep, we have them. And some of you are saying, yeah, they work better than the old ones. Sylvie says she still has one in the kitchen. Yeah, Jeffrey said 30 years ago, right? Yeah, and from the past, huh? A lot of us don't even have land phones anymore, but do you have one like that from the past? I remember having the bag phone. Wow, I don't know what that is, Rachel. Rochelle, a bag phone. Yeah, and an answering machine. Yep. I remember those too. Like, you would come home and your answering machine would be blinking. Oh, what am I doing? I'm sorry, I'm distracted here. I got to get back to work. Sorry. So anyway, I remember some customers having those, and I would be like, oh, wow. And that was like 30 years ago. So if you still have one now, pretty impressive. But we're kind of in the cell phone world, and lots of us don't even have phones at home anymore. They call them landlines, and a lot of us don't even have landlines anymore. But something from the past to think about. So we're going to layer a couple of these things together and see what we can do. So we're going to not use that one. That would make the real pocket. And we're going to layer a couple of these here. First, I'm going to make an A2 card base. That's what I'm going to do. I'm distracted here thinking about phones. So we've all moved on. We've got our cell phones right now. Hey, and you know what? There's some good things about cell phones, and there's some not so great things. Like, it works both ways. It's nice to know that if it's really important that somebody get in touch with you, or there's some type of an emergency, that they can call us or text us, get a hold of us. Great, right? But when you want to just be left alone, the cell phone's not good. Because now people know you have a cell phone and they expect you to respond, or they expect you to answer their call, and they know you have that cell phone with you. And if you're like a lot of us, you spend a lot of time looking at it, so they know you have it, and they're all, pick it up, answer, text me back. So we're always in touch. So there's like no way to escape. So it has its good side and also its flaws. Cell phones. Yeah, let's see. So I've got my card base here. I made an A2 size card. We'll set that off to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and run a couple of things through here. What are we going to do? We're going to use a stitched and a plain, one of each. And I have a couple different ideas here of things we could use. Let's see. Let's try, what do we want to do? Let's try this for the outside pocket. We're going to layer a couple things. We'll run that through. And to speed things up, I'll trim that down. So yes, phones from the past. Those are like collector's items, right? A little bit later, we'll do some phone fun facts. So I think some of them are kind of current fun facts and some from the past. So we'll learn some things about phones. We're going to use some of this pattern paper. I guess this is going to kind of be Christmassy. We're going red and green and those colors that go with that. So red and green, yep, that's definitely Christmas. And we'll put that off to the side. Let's see, there's my other die. We're going to use the Santa pattern here. Not the big Santa, the little Santa. That's good. And then let's go ahead and run these through our machine. And we'll start layering together, see what we can do. All right, here we go. I think I've got that lined up just right. I remember the stamp set that I said is missing, the Pocket Hugs to Stamp that had all those nice sayings. It is on order. I'll get those back in stock. Just have to be a little patient on that one, but they will come back in. So again, here we go. So I created this nice solid, and then we're going to layer this Santa on there, and it's kind of cool. It's got that little extra stitching on there. So let's start layering this together. And that's going to go on there. We'll maybe tilt that off to the side, and then we're going to add some big hugs or something to that. So let's see what we can do. So let's put that together. And we'll go ahead and get our tape on there. For fun, we'll make it at an angle. You could do it straight if you wanted. There's no right way or wrong way. It's the back of our Santa. Okay, easy so far, right? Even that just by itself, if you just put Merry Christmas down there, that would be all right. If you made this into a pocket, you could stuff a little nice gift in there. So I've got that. And then let's find those pocket hug dies. The word, actually. And what did the word say? It says pocket hug. That's what it says, pocket hug. So let's go ahead and die cut these here. And we've got the background, and Will that really cover that up, Santa? I think that will look good. So the idea is we're going to take this and we're going to layer it right on top of Santa there. Now we just got to pick the right colors. What would be the best colors here? Can't use that red. I've used all the red up. This might work. Here's another sheet of, yeah, that matches. And then we need something sparkly. Yeah, this will work. Here we go. Now I should put some adhesive paper on here. I think that will be best if I do that. So let's do that real quick. Maybe I have some over here. Do I have any adhesive? I know the other day, I'm going to get a new piece. We had our store day, and we actually sold out of the adhesive sheets that day. I think it was my fault because I didn't bring any extra. And so we want to have about that amount right there. Adhesive sheets are really nice for the fine, these dies where the words are kind of fine on them, the lines. It will really help out. I'm going to go ahead and get that. This is where I probably got to get my glasses so I can actually see what my fingers are doing here. Oh, give me 1 second. I can't see this small stuff here. So let's try this out. There we go. All right, got that peeled out. I did it. How about that? So this is the sticky side. Just pretend this is a sticker. You're going to add it to your paper, and that's what it'll make. Whatever we cut out of here is now going to be sticky, and we're going to have these nice colors here. Oh, lost a light there. Let's set that off to the side, and we're going to run these through. Okay, that over there and that over there. Does anybody see my word dies that I just got out of this pack? Darn it. Oh, there they are. You almost got away. You almost got away, but I found you. Okay, let's leave that over there. So we are closing in, everybody, on Thanksgiving. And it's about time we started our Thanksgiving shopping already. Have you started your Thanksgiving shopping? I mean, you don't have to go out and buy gifts and stuff, but you got to make sure you have food. Now, I always wait myself until like the last week to get a turkey. And it's worked out pretty good. But there is always a risk. I think there was one year we couldn't find turkeys, but like the Monday or Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So have you started getting your food together? Have you bought your turkey yet? Have you bought your turkey yet? Or do you wait like me until later? It takes up so much room in the refrigerator or freezer. And so if I get it up on like that Monday, I can just let it sit in the fridge and just kind of defrost itself. So that's my plan. But what is Thanksgiving is not this Thursday, but 2 weeks from this Thursday. 2 weeks from this Thursday. And Thanksgiving is really late in the year or in the month. So right after Thanksgiving, we are going to be on Black Friday. And then the next week is December. Can you believe that? That is crazy to think. December. After we celebrate Thanksgiving, December 1st is just like 3 or 4 days later. All right, there are my words. Those look nice and sparkly. Let's get those out of there. And then when it's time, we'll be able to just peel these letters off. And it will be all sticky. We won't have to put adhesive on it. So how about that? Now, we could add it just like this, but I think it would not show up too much. So we need a little bit of, it's not bad, but it just doesn't show up that much. It just kind of gets lost in those little Santa characters there. So we need to do a little background. And that's what we're going to use this here for. We're going to use this, go back to the strawberry color. And I'll put that die over there and there. Here's the background shadow. We'll run that through. And we'll finish up our card here. At least the outside of what we're going to do. But this is, again, if you're just jumping in, this collection is called Pocket Hug. Or I'm sorry. I keep getting that mixed up. It's actually, this collection is just called Pocket to Stamp. Pocket to Stamp. Pocket hugs is the word that you can get. Oh, I did not cut it right. So what happened? My die was too close to the edge. And see, look. So my die got a little bit too, I think it must have been off the cutting board. So it did not cut right there. So we're going to have to do that again. Sorry. I've not made too many die cutting mistakes recently. So that one caught me off guard. So I'm on the platform. My paper is on the platform. My die is on the platform. This should work. So I don't know. Maybe I just was not watching, or we won't go as far this time. We'll go back. All right. Try again. Try again. No big deal. There it is. So this time it popped out fine. So again, that one, it was just a little bit off the platform. This time worked perfect. We're going to take this and finish things up here. What do we have? So we want to add this to the top there, right? Let's do that first. So we'll peel this in. This will be sticky. Ooh, I can't get it right there. Let's see. Let's try over in this corner. There we go. So we'll just go ahead and peel that off slowly because we don't want these to tear. And if I just kind of rip too fast, they definitely would, because look how thin these lines are on these letters. So we don't want that to tear. Let's go ahead and get all of that off there. There we go. Pocket hug, it says. And we'll add this to this part here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And so we have the shadow and we have the letters. This will make the letters pop out a little bit more, be a little more exciting. And then we're just going to press there. That looks good. Pocket hug. And now let's add it to the front of our card. Pretty easy. Now, of course, if you had some embellishments, some stickers, you might want to add that to your card. So awesome. There we have pocket hug. Pocket hug. So you could add it just like that. I could have gone straight if I wanted, but I wanted kind of that side angle. My card's going to open up like that. Then I could decorate on the inside. Those wouldn't work. Do I have the right colors? I could add some little stars or epoxy dots on the inside, stamp a little. That looks nice. Pocket hug. It fun to layer. There's a bunch of different sizes here that you can use. So I use these. There's 2 sizes here to layer. There's a bunch more smaller size. And this one with the little extra area on the side will actually make a pocket. So you could stash a little gift card in there or a little cash, whatever you wanted to do. Pocket hug, it says. And we got our Santa. He's going to be the one to give the hug. And then we have, so that's my idea. And then, of course, on the website, we had these fancier, nice ideas. Look at that. Super. And pocket hugs. And you see how you can make that little pocket and add some things in there. That's great. And then sending. And there's a Steffi doll with a little bear. And you a hug. Fun, fun, fun. So that is the Pocket to Stamp collection. We had all the add-ons I was telling you about. Remember, we got a bunch of those. There's the club set. So everything we just die cut, you could stamp as well. And then the stitches to go with it. Fun collection you might like, you might have. You might have forgotten that you have. So it's time. We did this reminder just for you. If you forgot, hey, I was in the club a few years ago. Go check your stash. Get it out and put it to use. It'll be fun any time of the year for birthdays. If you're thinking of somebody, all kinds of different ways you can use that one. All right. I hope you like that collection. And let's see. Let's get back over here. Oh, we're going to go ahead and do our, we're going to try. We're going to do our game right now. Our game. So let's see how we have things going here. So did anybody get their turkey? We'll see. Excuse me. We always get a smoked turkey, Michelle. Ooh, that sounds good. Well, this is a very nice card. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, reminders are good. So great. Everybody's doing good there. So let's get ready to do our game. This is where I need your help. We make this a team effort. We've got a couple crosswords here. So we will, if you know an answer, I'll read a couple of them, but there's like 10 different ones. So I can't read them all and wait for you to answer. So if you see one in one of the questions and you know the answer that the word fits, if it is one down, write one down and then whatever the answer is in the chat so I catch it. Because I notice sometimes I get fixated on just one thing and I'm really trying to think on what the answer to be for that is. And in the meantime, you guys have given me a bunch of other answers and we could get through it really quick. So the idea of doing this is we're just having some fun together, and it's not really crafting related, but we're just hanging out and makes us think a little bit and have a little bit of fun. Last week we did a quiz, I think, like B- or something. We did some, before that we did like the millionaire game. So we just bounce around and do different things just to have a little bit of fun. So that's what we're going to do. Let me find that crossword puzzle and I will read the first, and then you are going to help me out with the answers. Okay. If we get through one of these pretty quick, we'll do another one. Last time we were pretty fast on these, again, because team effort, we can do it. All right, I'm gonna find the puzzle. Each day they send me one of these, and they are a mini puzzle. You could go more advanced, and we don't have time for that, but there are way more crazy crossword puzzles than this. But for us, just having fun doing this together, this is great, perfect. So here we go. So you should be able to see that, and I should be able to see your chat here. 1 second. So help me out in the chat. If you know an answer, please tell me one down or one across, whatever it is, and tell me the answer. Here we go. So one down is, we'll start with the downs. Mount Olympus Dwellers, one down. And it has 4 letters. If you know that one, I don't know who lives in Mount Olympus. 2 down is a journey by a large group. Does anybody know that one? 2 across, get blank. Does it get off? 4 across, oil cartel. I know that one. OPEC. I say OPEC. Whoops. I say OPEC. Does anybody have any answers for me? I'm guessing this is OPEC. Fits. 6 across, a marine mammal, and it has 6 letters. Out. Oh, get out. All right, great, Karen. Thanks. Why does I think? Let's see. Ooh, that might not fit. That fits. Get out. Thank you. Why does I get off? So then 2 down. What would that be? 2 down. Journey by a large group. Uh-oh, that doesn't work. Journey by a large group. 3 down. Representative. Now we're getting stuck. Do I have any helpers out there? 1 down is, okay, 1 down is gods. Oh, thank you. Whoosh, I would have not, I don't know. I would have not thought of that. Dweller, that's where the gods live, on Olympus. Gods. So OPEC fits then. Do we have any other? 2 across is out. Yeah, we got that. Thank you. 6 across and starts with a D. Marine animal. Is that dolphin? D-O-L. No. Dolphin. 9 across. This is a blank tap. 9 across. It starts with an S. This is not good. 5 down. Part of a litter. 5 down. It starts with a P. Pup, right? Aren't pups a part of a litter? Pup. This one's still tricky. 2 down. I don't know if we're right. 3 down. Representative. 2 down. Journey by a large group. Oh, no. You guys, I'm on my own. Nobody's helping me out today. 10 across. Let's read 10 across. What is 10 across? 10 across is ready for picking. Ripe. Oh, somebody told me ripe. Great, 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 great. 10 across is ripe. Thank you. I need help. Or we could be here a long time. 9 across. This is spinal. Is that right? Did somebody say spinal? Spinal. Deb said spinal. Okay, thank you. Spinal. I think this is taking longer than last time. 7 down is nap. 7 down is nap. What was the question? Winks. 40 winks is a nap. Okay, good. Thank you. Who's told us that one? Peggy, thank you. Anybody else? 11 across is fondue. Does anybody know? 8 down is Hidden Valley. Hidden Valley. I thought 6 across was dolphin too. DOLPHIN. No, it doesn't fit. This doesn't have that. Should be pup. I don't know. You guys, 2 down. Journey by a large group. Glenn, where's Glenn? Lock. Oh, this is lock? LAC. Glenn. This one's Glenn. Hidden Valley Glen. Oh, thank you. Glen. See, I would never know these. And then what is this one? 6 across. Yeah, 6 across. And it's, I don't know, we might need some help. I think one of these is wrong. Because I've never seen a 2 down journey by a large group. Get. No. Well, we're stuck, huh? 8 down. Yeah, difficult. Dugong? Is that right? If you guys are right, I would never have known that. You are close, but at least one word is filled incorrectly. Keep trying. Which one is wrong? Which one is wrong? Well, representative. Oh, man. Journey by a large group. That's not right. They're gonna have to help us out because we're not getting this. Something's wrong. Okay, we're gonna check some of these letters. What is 6 across? Dugong, said Grindelia. I put that, but something is still not right. So let's see. Let's check these letters. Reveal the letter. It was supposed to be an H. Get hit. Iconic. Get hit. What does that mean? Get hit for 2 across. Iconic, that means that's right. Iconic. That's something's not right. Okay, I'm going to reveal this whole puzzle because we stink. Oh, 2 across was him. Grindelia was right. Dugong. I've never heard of that. Grindelia, tell us what that is. Is that a fish or something? 2 down. Hegira. 2 down. 2 down. Journey by a large group. I never even heard of that word. Should we try another one? Get him. Yeah. Thanks, Frank and Sharon. Yeah, get him. Do we want to try another one? Let's do it because that was pretty poor. Last time we did way better. Let's try again. We got to do better than that. That was a hard one. I don't know why it was so hard today. So we got like 89%. Let's see. How do I get to another puzzle? All right, let's refresh and see if they give us a new puzzle. Daily work. Oh yeah, Monday. We missed yesterday. Here we go. One more time, one more round. Yeah, one more time. Here we go. One down, undergrad degree. One down, three letters. Two across is clock standard. Oh no. Four across, not straight. Six across, mentally acute. Is that sharp? I'm going to try sharp, you guys. I'm guessing sharp. Let me know if you know any of these. Eight across, playing aquatic animal. Playful aquatic animal. 10 across, exuberance. 11 across, mind find. Whee. Two down is a kitchen gadget. Oh, here we go. Try another one. Four across is bent. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, bent and sharp. Stew vegetable, number 7 down. Stew vegetable. Is that pie? 9 down, biochemistry abbreviation. 11 across is or. Oh, thank you. Good one. Or. Ooh, that was a hard one. I don't think I would have got that one. Oh, otter. Who said otter? Jeff says 8 across is otter. Let's try it. I don't know, Jeff, because then what would 5 down be? Evergreen shrub. Has anybody heard of an EHO? Oh, we'll come across to 8 across. You guys both say it's otter, Karen and Jeff. Okay, I'm going to add it in there. I'm not sure about this one, but what else would fit in there? Oh, no. Stew vegetable. That would be pea, right? Oh, somebody told me that. Yeah, thanks, Rochelle. Thanks. I saw that before. Who is 5 down? Who? Where's 5 down? Oh, no. That doesn't fit. 5 down. 5 down, doctor. Oh. Then bent doesn't fit, you guys. Undergrad degree. What do they call that? MBS? BBA? Oh, no, we're stuck. It's a guess. 5 down, who, yeah. So I think it's got to be who. So bent is probably not right. Biochemistry abbreviation starts with an R. No. Does 10 across? Does anybody know that? Exuberance. That should be like happy. 2 down. Kitchen gadget. Kitchen gadget. 3 down. Evergreen shrub. 2 down is probably greater. Okay, thank you. Who said that? We're going to try that, Michelle. Thank you. Let's try it. So that really throws off that one word. So I'm going to take that B out of there. And I'm going to take that T out of there. Does that help us? 4 crosses. Ari. Is that 4 crosses? Ari. What does that mean, Jennifer? Awry. Oh, awry. Not straight. Awry. I was all Ari. Awry. 10 across is Elon. What is that? Exuberance. Is that a real word? Who gave me that one? Elon. Nine down is Ma. Where is 9 down? No, 9 down. It can't be Ma. No, Michelle. Oh, gosh, you guys. RNA? I guess. 2 across. Clock standard. Myrtle. This is Myrtle, right? Oh, man, I still don't know. Yeah, Myrtle. Thanks, Michelle. RNA, yeah. Thanks, Elizabeth. Yep. 1 across is or one down is, oh yeah, Bachelor of Arts, right? Arts degree. GMO, GM, does anybody know this one? GM what? We're one letter away. We got to get this. We got to get this. We can do it. GM, GMT. Ah, isn't that like, is that, oh yeah. Wow. How long did it take? 100%, no errors. How long was the time? Where's the time? It doesn't tell us the time. It took us like 5 minutes, I think. And we had Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah, I was thinking it was Greenwich, but I couldn't get I was all, where do I get the M from? Good job, you guys. T for time. Yes. Thanks, Gail. Oh, well, at least we solved it, but wasn't our best effort. And if it would have been just me, we would still be working on the first one. So thank you. Team effort. I told you, everybody, it took all of us to work together, because some of those words you guys gave me, I would have never got them. Awry or Elon, nope, I would have never got those. Greater, wouldn't have got that. And I could just not think of college degrees. Of course, Bachelor of Arts, that makes sense. So thank you. All right, we're moving on. Let's move on to our next item. Enough of that. Now that our brains are all toasted for the day, we've done all the thinking we could, so we got to just get back to crafting. So let's see. Our next item up is, you guessed it, a telephone fold-it. We're talking about phones today. Do any of you remember when you, excuse me, when you got your first cell phone? Can you remember that far back? We got one of the first ones as far as, do you remember when they used to make them in like a big block and they would be in your car? Some people had those. I never had one of those, but I actually had one of the big block ones that was like it was a Motorola, and you could use, if you used it for like 30 minutes, it cost like $20 on your plan. You got like 30 minutes a month. We used it for cell phone charges when we were at a swap meet or something. So a big old Motorola block phone, but we barely used it. Do any of you remember your first cell phone? What kind of phone was it? I've had a bunch of different phones. Maybe have you had an iPhone, or do you have an iPhone, or do you use a Galaxy Android phone, or do you remember flip phones? Was your first smartphone a flip phone? Or maybe you had they weren't really that smart, but do you remember Blackberries, where they had all the keyboards in there? So answer in the chat. Do you remember your first cell phone? Now, I remember getting a cell phone. Then when we really started using it, probably was, I see Paula saying 2002. I was probably around that time. I don't remember. And Peggy's is saying she had a bag phone again. I don't know. Is that like I don't know what a bag phone is, Peggy. But I remember the first smaller cell phone I got, and you couldn't text on it. You had to use like the number 1, and it would have ABC on it. So back then, that was before texting was a big thing. And so I didn't think texting was, why do you want to text somebody? You just call them. But obviously that is all changed, right? To the opposite now. Like most of us text all the time. We text rather than call, or at least I do. So texting is taking over. Now you can do all your texting on your smartphone, but back then you couldn't. I just used the phone mainly, and you had to pay extra for texting. So we didn't get it for a while. Now it's our go-to. But what was your first phone that you remembered? I know there was larger sizes, and then they would shrink them down, and then they would make them larger again with bigger screens, and then they started getting smart. So again, do you use an iPhone now or an Android? Back then they had BlackBerry or Motorola, or phones weren't really that smart. But nowadays, but we are talking about, we're going old school with our phone, like the one we showed you in the picture, telephone fold-it. This is from, is it December? December of 2021. December of 2021, it says. So going way back in time on this one. Is that right? I might have messed that up. Let me check my notes here. No. Okay. So the pocket to stamp, I think I said that was December also, but it was November of 2021. But this set, the telephone folded die, is from December of 2021. It comes with three dies you get, and it makes a folded card, an A2 size folded. Let me show you real quick the card samples I have, and then we'll go ahead and make our own card as well. So you might have this, and fold-its are easy if you're in an area where you just need to make a lot of cards. Fold-its are the way to go. You can make a lot of them, and you can make them fast. So let me turn that over there. And great variety of looks. So with a fold-it, you can do the fold on the side or on the top. So here we go with our old rotary phone that we were talking about. We showed that picture. Going old school with our phones, but nice with the fold on the side. With the fold-it, you have the option. You can also do the fold on the top. Fold on the top, all right? Rochelle says it is literally a phone in a black bag. How do you charge it, Rochelle, or how do you keep it working? Do you have to have an extension cord like attached to your bag wherever you go so that it keeps working? Oh, there we have some, yeah, looks like the bird call there, and you see the fold is on the top. It looks really nice, huh? Both of these, look at these pattern papers. Like I would not have thought of those choices. Don't those look nice? So colorful and decorative. Oh, everybody's using pattern paper here. And we have some sprinkles on there. Happy birthday. Fun. And then we have this hello card with some sparklies in there. Look at those. You can decorate your little rotary part there. Nice, huh? Woo. And here we go. We have just wanted to say hello. Just wanted to say hello. Nice one. And one more. This will be more like mine, kind of the base of the card. So you can see just with some solids, you can get a nice looking card just like that. Just like that. There we go. So some ideas for you then. Let's take a look on our website, on the Stamps of Life website. Just type in telephone, and you're going to see all the items that have a phone in it. And then this will be what I will share with you. There we go. Let's switch over to that. Telephone, A2 shape fold. Again, it has three dies, and you're going to get your card ideas right there. So you'll have some samples. You can get more looking in the gallery. I think I showed you all of these, so we're going to run through those again real quick. So that is right on the website if you need an idea. And you can use this as a folded card, or maybe you're decorating a scrapbook page. You could add it to your scrapbook page. Maybe you're just decorating something around the house. You could use it for something like that too, just some kind of paper crafting project. Lots of different ways you can use folded cards, okay? They don't have to be a folded card. There are different ways you could add it to a banner or a bulletin board. So that's on the website. There is a video down there, and then there's some other phone-related items there. So let's go ahead, and for us, now that I saw all these with pattern paper, I've got to use some pattern paper. So let me find a pattern paper pad that might work for this. We just did Christmas, so we better switch it up and find something different. So I've got this one. No, that's more Christmas. This must be my Christmas stash right here. So I've got a few different pads. Ooh, there's a black and white one. And TSO collection. This one might work. So let's give this one a try. Yeah, there's some good ones in here. So this is the Stamps of Life collection. I'm not even sure if this one is still available. It might not be, but I'm going to use it today. So we'll pick out a couple of papers here. And let me switch over to that. Yeah, we're going to do some fun facts, Frank and Sharon, and we are going to go back and talk about some of those crazy things. A party line where people had to share the same phone line. Huh. How about that? These kids today, they would know what that's like. I've seen that on movies and television shows, but I never had that where you shared a line with other people and like you could eavesdrop on them, I guess. I don't know. But different times, things have changed. So I'm going to pull a couple of these out of here. And let's see what we can do. Need some solids. What will look good? What will look good? So a thank you card. We could do a thank you card. Let's go ahead and grab that. So there's a bunch of little circles that say thanks. We're going to grab that out of there. What else? Ooh, I think I have some colors there that might work. And yeah, let's start with that. Let's start with that. Will that red match some of this? I think it will. We're just going to try to use this. So I'm just going to make, I'm not going to make a full folded card right here, just for the sake of saving a little bit of time. But I will go ahead and, so normally what we would do on a folded, you would take your cardstock, fold it in half. That would make your card base. But we're just going to actually do the front part. We're going to skip that one set. So it'll still look correct and everything. It just won't have the ability to fold like an A2 card. So just think we're just making the front of the card right now. We're skipping that step where you make the base of the card. You'll understand once I get this going here. We're going to run that through. Now this die here, the inside die, when you run this through the machine, it's not going to cut out a full telephone like that. It's going to cut out all the little pieces, and I'll show you how that works, okay? But this outside die cuts and creates the front of our card, and that is all solid. So that's good. We're going to build upon this. So let's do that. And now we're going to kind of piece things together. And maybe how do we want to do on our phone too? Let's use the thanks part as part of the base of the card here. So we're going to do it about like that. And I want to make sure I get some of that blue because I have some blue from the phone that I cut out yesterday. So these are our colors kind of that we're working with. So yesterday I was playing around and I cut out the phone once and I got all these blue pieces. So now we have red and we're trying to tie it in with these thank yous on here. So let's see how we can do that. Well, let's just see what happens. We're going to cut the whole thing. We're not going to mask it off or just do a portion. We're just going to let the whole thing go there. And what else do we want to do? That would be good. Yeah, I think that would be good. We'll just figure out what we can do after we do this background paper. It should all piece together real easy. We just going to have to kind of see what we're doing once we have everything cut out. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and move that to that side. And we'll try to piece things together here on this plate. All right, so we want to use either the phone handle or the phone base using this pattern. So let's see what happens. Let's give it a try and decide what will work best. Okay, so there is our base, and so I think this is going to look a little bit nicer if we added that amount there. So we have some pattern on there, looking good. And we want to say, let's go ahead and we'll do our headset, our handset, let that be blue. And what else do we have here? We have that. Ooh, we're missing a little piece right there. Oh, there it is. Whew. Looking a little bit off. We have that little spot in the middle. That would go there, I believe. Let's see. We could leave it red, but I think it'll look a little bit better if it's blue. We've got that, and then what else? We need a little dial there in the center. That would be nice. And I won't do it again because we're same time, but I could use like epoxies like this and add it all into the center there. Okay, so let's go ahead and at least put this together. Again, this is just basic. If we would have wanted to, I had a blue card base yesterday. We could have added and decorated on this. If we would have liked to do that, that's possible. You know what? I'm thinking this blue piece does not go here now that I'm looking at it. So we're going to take that out. I think that looks better. Because that should be a little gap, right, where you can see through the phone. Yeah, that looks better. All right, let's find my adhesive. Oh, adhesive, where have you gone? Oh, buried somewhere, lost. Ah, there it is. Okay, let's get some adhesive on here. We'll just tap a little just to make sure it sticks. And let's put this together. And again, I'm just kind of giving you an outline of how this works together. Don't grade me on my color choices or combinations or any of that kind of stuff, because you'll see our designers are way better at that than I am. But I'm just trying to show you how this works. And let's go ahead and run that through there. I don't think this would look good, but I'm just going to check this out real quick. Could we layer that under there? Nah, let's get that out of there. We don't want that to be there. So let's go ahead and add that. And then let's get our little head. Our little handset goes on top there. All right, not bad. And then just for fun, I'll throw a couple little dots in here. And of course, you could do the rest if you wanted. You would just take it and kind of whoop, your little numbers there, just to give you an idea of what you could do. Okay. Now, if this was a regular fold-it card, you would be able, whoop, that did not stick too good. Really push those down. So you could fill this hole, you could make a pattern, or you could put some sparklies, whatever you wanted to do here on your little dial, but you'd have that. And now if this was a normal fold-it, this would be here behind it, and that would lift up. But really easy, just like I said, using a combination of some solids, some pattern papers, a few embellishments, and you'd be good to go. And if you really go crazy at it and have a little bit of extra time, here's some ideas. You add a little heart there in the center. Here's some of those sparklies that I was showing you from before. Sprinkles with some little characters on there. It looks like the birds were popular. Look, this designer chose all the same pattern paper for all the pieces, and it still looks good. It still looks good. And here's a real nice sparkly card, right? So all those different options. What we did, you could take that and you could advance it into something more spectacular like these other ones. So that's the Stamps of Life. Telephone fold-it die set makes an A2 size card, and that is available on our website. If you're new and you want to get it, it is on there still. And if you have it, a reminder for you that you want to use it. It was a popular one. I remember when it came out, and it was a good big seller. But again, I know some of you have never seen it, so that's why we're sharing it with you today. All right, we're sharing it with you today. So Rochelle, the fold-it, let me see if I can show you. If you are looking, let me show you on camera too. So what you do is you take your A2, your A2 size cardstock, right? You fold it in half, and then your fold line, it will say, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Oh, right there. It says place fold here. So on this, you could do it on the top or on one of the sides. You could have the fold either way. You place your fold there, and then your die just goes a little bit over the edge. Let me show you. So just pretend this is a full-size sheet here. We would fold it over. That would be our fold line. We'd score that, make it real nice. And then your die would go right over the top, just a little bit. You want to have just a little bit of a gap there. That way you can have the fold. That way you can have the fold on there. So your die goes just a little bit over. If you were doing a side card, now your cardstock would have to go all the way over there. You would just put this a little bit off the edge. So that's how all of the fold-its work. You fold your cardstock. Whoops. Fold your cardstock, and then your die just has to go a little bit over the edge. And when you do that, it makes a straight line, which is not good. You can't have your card that's supposed to be shaped being a straight line. So then you have to run another piece of cardstock through without a fold, and then that layers over it. Does that make sense? I hope. It's easy. Stephanie has tons of videos, okay, on the website for that. Now, next, we're going to do our fun facts for phones. So I'm going to find those. And fun facts for phones. We're going to go back in time. I think some of these fun facts are kind of current, modern fun facts, and then some are from the past. So let me go ahead and I will, some of these might make you laugh, or some of them might make you cry, or bring back some memories, or might be some things you have just forgotten about. You know how sometimes you just forget about things from the past and then something comes up and you're, oh, now I remember that. So we might hit some of those today. Well, let me switch over to our website. I found this, I don't know, I think I Googled fun facts for phones. So number one, do you remember this? People still use payphones. Can you believe that? Does anybody even know where there is a payphone nowadays? Does anybody know? I think like at airports they have payphones, but they're not out in the main area, and you might have to use a charging card. But you remember when you used to be able to put like a dime in it and you could call somebody? And then after so much time, you would have to add more money. You would run out of time. So they used to have payphones out on the streets. And do you remember the phone booths? Like you would stand up in and you could close the windows. How about that? Well, it might sound surprising, but payphones are still around, it says, and people still use them. Their number is slowly dwindling. It is estimated that there are about 100,000 payphones still in the U.S., quite a drop off when you consider there are more than 2 million payphones in the 1990s. Wow. So that's not a business you want to be in. You've gone from 2 million to 100,000. Yeah, I haven't seen a payphone either for a while. Hello came later on. Number two, hello is the common greeting we use when picking up the phone, but it wasn't that way always. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, suggested using ahoy. Isn't that like a shipping or when answering the phone? It was actually Thomas Edison who suggested hello. These truths may sound simple, but they still count. Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent it first. How about this? This is tricky. There's some guy, Antonio Meucci, is credited with making the first telephone. It was called a teletrofono. Unlike the modern phone that converts sounds into electrical signals, his prototype didn't work as well as the later version. The first telephone by Alexander Graham Bell worked through the sound transmission. The sound is then converted into electric signal, which is allowed to travel for a distance. I still don't know how phones work, but they do. The word telephone was used before the telephone existed. The word telephone was first used in 1828 by a name named Francois Sugra. Described an invention that was a musical signaling device. Before the telephone was the telegraph. Have you ever seen that? Like where they can tap out, tap, 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 and they could tap a message and they would send it over a line. A wireless telephone was invented in, in 1800. Here's another fun telephone fact. Alexander Graham Bell filed a patent for a wireless telephone in the 1800s. However, it didn't look like any of our wireless phones. It used beams of light to transmit sound. The first mobile phone existed in 1983. Can you believe that? 1983? Let's see some funny things about the 1983. A Dynatac 8000. It was made by Motorola and looked like the other phones from Sony, except it didn't have wires. It took 10 hours to charge fully, and you could only use it for 30 minutes. Oh, Fred says, yes, there is a payphone at the BART stations in the San Francisco Bay Area. There you go. Deaf people influenced the invention of the telephone. Deaf people actively inspired Bell's work with the telephone. His wife, Mabel, was deaf, and it is said that Bell grew interested in telecommunications in an effort to help restore his wife's hearing. Bell's mother, Eliza, was also deaf and needed the help of a hearing trumpet. There are more mobile phones than people alive. How about that? How many phones do you think there are in this world? How many phones do you think are out there? I won't let you look. Post a guess there. How many phones do you think are on planet Earth? How many phones? There's more phones than people. More phones than people. How many do you guess? How many phones are here on planet Earth with us? Let's find out. Type your guess down there in the chat. Just guess some wild number. There are 8 billion mobile phones compared to 7 billion people. Wow. 8 billion phones. 8 billion. Wow. Switchboards. Now, this is something you might have seen by like an old movie or something. They would have the operators all sitting in a room and they had these big boards, right? And they could switch lines to get calls through. Before automatic switchboards existed, phone companies had to employ switchboard operators to connect your calls. That means when you dialed the operator on your phone back then, you would speak to a human who would then connect you to your call. Did any of you ever place a phone like that, a phone call like that, where you called the operator and they would connect you? Answering machines used to exist. Prior to the advent of digital voicemail, you had to purchase an answering machine if you wanted people to leave a message if you missed their call. Some of them still exist today, but most are phased out due to lack of demand. We still have here at the office, we have a business line here, and we have an answering machine on it. I don't think it has tape or anything. It's all like digital, but every once in a while we'll be blinking. We get solicitors mostly. Number 12, the first long distance call was also set up by Alexander Graham Bell. It took place between Dominion Telegraph Office in Brantford. Where is Brantford? And Paris in Ontario, Canada. So there is some interesting facts about phones. Some facts from before our time, some from today. Kathleen said she had to do one of those calls in Russia. Ooh, yeah. Rochelle says the son still uses a flip phone. Yeah, they always make these phones come back and forth, right? Like the flip goes out of style and then they bring it back and it's supposed to be popular. And then they make the phones larger and then they go back to smaller. And I think it's always to get us to buy a new one, right? I think that because we think we're missing out. I think that's what it is. Let me get a drink here real quick. All right, we're back. It is time for our good news segment. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let me switch back over to me. A little bit shorter today. We are in 2 Chronicles. We are reading in the Old Testament. And remember, I was telling you, this was a time when the country of Israel had divided into two parts. There was Israel in the north, and then Judah was in the south. And they were going through all these different kings. And some of the kings were good, and some were not so good. So this guy that we are reading about today, his name is King Asa. And he started out, he was doing really good at the beginning. Let me get rid of this here real quick. So King Asa was doing really good. Now, again, we're in the Old Testament. So it's like you're in Genesis. You're going to go like about a third of the way through your Bible. You're going to find 2 Chronicles. There's 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles. Just before that, there's some books called Kings. But he was doing good. He was doing what the Lord wanted him to do. He was on the right path. He started out well. Excellent. But then there came a time when he started to drift away from God. So God had delivered him, brought him through some big battles against enemies that were far superior, but the Lord would intervene and protect the people. And so Asa was like, he was connected to God and he was right on with God and doing things that God wanted him to do. And so he started out really, really good. But then there comes this time where he's afraid. And instead of looking to God, he goes to a neighboring country and he tries to get help from them. He goes to this country called Syria, which is next to Israel. And he's all, hey, we need your help. These other guys are coming to take us on and we can't fight them by ourselves. So can you help us? And so we come to this verse where right during that time he had done this. And see, God wanted him to continue to trust him and to lead the country to do that. So we get this verse where he started off good, but now he is turning out not so good. So let's see what happens. So when he decided to follow these, to get help from somebody else besides God, the Lord sends this prophet, I think, or seer, it says, basically a messenger from God to Asa. And he comes in, he says, hey, you know what? God took care of us in the past. And he would have done it this time too. But he says, you've missed out, Asa. And he says, this guy, Hanani says to Asa, for the eyes of the Lord, our verses there, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. And I have a ... there on what you see. But in this you have done foolishly. Therefore, from now on, you shall have wars. So because God is looking for somebody to bless and to do great things for, and if you want to be open to that, if you want to be loyal and committed and continue to follow God, he's going to bless you. He's going to do great things in your life and my life. He wanted to do that in King Asa's life. God is looking for people to bless. So Asa started off good, but he didn't end up well. What ended up happening with him? Well, things kind of fell apart after this. He became more and more distant from the Lord. And it kind of caused him, when he knew he had done wrong and he turned to help from another country rather than from the Lord, and God kind of rebuked him and corrected for them in this situation, it didn't draw him back to God, unfortunately. He continued to drift away. Later on, he gets sick and he has health problems. And at that time, he goes and he gets doctor's help. He never turns back to God for help. So he misses out on all these things that God wanted to do for him. And so he started out famous and things going really well. But at the end, he was distanced from God. He missed out on blessings that God wanted to give to him. So that is our thought for today. It's, we want to be the kind of people who we start off with the Lord and we want to be consistent. We want to be loyal and devoted and committed to God because he wants to bless us. Don't you want to be blessed by God? Like, I want to be blessed by God. And I'm sure that you feel the same way too, right? But God is not looking for people who are like up and down in our relationship with him. Though we will experience those things, that's normal. He wants us to be the kind of people who are committed and devoted for the long run. And why? Because he's looking, the Lord is running all around the earth. He's searching to show himself strong on behalf of those who are loyal to him. Now, sometimes God blesses us even when we don't deserve it, or we haven't always been maybe as committed or devoted to him as we should be. But here's the thing. God does want to bless us. He wants to bless you. He wants to do good things for you, for your family, for your friends, for the people you care about. What is our responsibility? We need to be devoted and committed to him. We want to be loyal to him, knowing that as we do that, God is going to work on our behalf. He wants to show up. He wants to come through for me, and he wants to come through for you. So for us, what do we need to do? Like things we've learned the last few months, over the last couple of years, we want to be consistent. We want to keep doing what's right. We want to obey God. We want to do the best we can today and tomorrow. We're not like giving it all today and then tomorrow I'm just going to slack off. No, we want to be all the way in. We want to be in with God all the time. All the time. It's like we're in this long race. Paul would write in the New Testament that we're running a race and we can't quit in the middle of the race, right? We got to get to the finish line. And our goal is we want to run the best we can. We want to finish strong. We want to give our all, our best for God. So that is the challenge, that if we can do that, we can receive blessings from the Lord, good things that he would have for us. If we just, as it says here, if we are devoted and committed to him. God is looking for that kind of person. Do you want to be that kind of person? Do I want to be that kind of person? We have to ask ourselves, how committed am I? How devoted am I to following the Lord? Do I get distracted and pulled away? Well, each of us, we've talked about, even the last few weeks, like searching our hearts, knowing what's really in there. Only you can answer that between you and God, and only I can answer that between myself and the Lord. But we want to be those kind of people. We want God's blessings, and we want to be strong today, and we want to finish up strong. So just be mindful of that. Some days it's hard. Some days we get worn out. We get weary. We might get disappointed, but know that the Lord is always there and he's waiting. He's just desiring to do something good in your life and my life. If we just would choose to just remain committed to him, devoted to him all the way to the end. That means each and every day we want to do the very, very best we can. When we don't come through, hey, maybe that wasn't the best day, but we don't want to be like King Asa where God challenged him and he didn't respond the right way. He just continued to drift away from God. Maybe at some point we're going to get challenged and the Lord's going to ask us, hey, how committed are you? And that'll be our time to come back to him. So let's respond that way if we do get a little bit off base too, okay? It does happen. We have to be realistic. Like, we do have our ups and downs in life. We do have our high points and our low points. But God wants to bless us. He wants us to be committed to him. So let's choose to do that today. All right? So that is, you want to check that out. If you go back into 2 Chronicles and you read like the chapters before, 15, 16, 17, all around there, you kind of get the full story of what happened in this guy's life. It was good, but it could have been way better. And in the end, it was kind of disappointing. So let's get in that part where we are just really in the place where God is looking for people like us that he wants to bless. All right. Let's see what else. That's it for today. I'm out of here. We've yacked and talked enough, played enough games. I hope we had fun today. Hope you like seeing those items. The card samples are always fun to share. What else? Friday will be our big night. Make sure you join Stephanie live for the card kit reveal. If you're a card kit club member, you're going to be able to see the reveal on Friday. New products will be on the website. And then Thursday we have Crafting Corner. So we still have a busy week. I hope you have a great week and that you experience some of the blessings that the Lord would have for you. All right, go out and do that. Enjoy your day, your Tuesday, and I'll see you next week for Take Two Tuesday here. It'd be number 96. Wow, we're moving along. All right, I am all done. Have a nice, wonderful day. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.